So today we're going to try to show you some other options that you can do with your deer meat. Something a little bit different other than just cutting it thin, beating it right with a meat tenderizer, coating it and frying it, which is always a good option, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with making deer burger and making chilies and all that good stuff. But tonight we're going to show you something a little different. So tonight we are making some deer meat, kind of like a stir-fry hibachi style dinner. And so I want to show you guys that. Mostly because I want you just to think outside the box with your deer meat. You can do all kinds of things with it. And maybe Melissa can explain later. She made a Mexican lasagna, which was delicious. She made that last night with her deer burger. And we're always making stuff. We figured out some breakfast sausage. So those friends that we were butchering deer with the other day, me and one of those guys got together a long time ago now and made some. He had bought some ground pork, and we tried making a few different sausage recipes. We found one we liked. He sent it to me the other day on my phone, and I tried it with the deer meat, and it was good. So it's some deer meat ground up with some pig fat, ground up with some pig fat, made it really, really good, seasoned it, made it, and so that will be our breakfast sausage for some time. So, come along with us. We'll show you how to make this deer meat hibachi. Melissa will explain her Mexican lasagna to you guys here in a little bit, mostly just to get you guys to think outside the box some. But anyhow, come along with us on our cooking adventure today.
Sure you don't want a pan, Dad?
I'm sure, baby.
Back.
Alright, so, first things first. This is the talking pot. First things first. Gotta have a little fun. First things first. So, you see this pot, you see this discoloration? That's what happens when you take your wife's pretty stainless steel pot and put it on an open flame. But you know what? It's okay. It'll be alright. She's only a little bit mad. So, we will first get our spaghetti noodles cooking. So when you make your spaghetti noodles this way for this hibachi style, remember that you're going to be frying them in a skillet as well. So I believe the technical term is al dente. Not quite done for us hillbillies, right? Is what we're actually looking for. Thank you. Look at there. I said the word spaghetti and it just showed up. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. All right, let's go. Thank you, babe.
Alright guys, so yesterday we made some Mexican lasagna and it was really good. We made it with the deer burger and it was a big hit in our house. I didn't know if I would really like it, but I did. It was awesome. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we had it yesterday, so but it looks really good and it was really, really, really good. So I'm going to tell you kind of what I did basically.
We're totally adding it to the rotation of meals, by the way. Totally. It's delicious. Not low carb at all, but delicious.
So, I used 2 pounds of meat, or you could, you can use beef or whatever, but, this is just some different things you can do with deer. We mixed the burger with pork fat that we were blessed with by somebody else. And so I'm very thankful for that. It did provide a lot of grease, but it also soaked up all the grease. And sometimes I like to leave the grease because I think it leaves some flavor. So you can drain it, you don't have to, whatever you want to do. But once you brown it, you go ahead and you put in your taco seasoning, whether you do packaged or homemade, whatever. You put in your taco seasoning, and I did a can of green chilies. What else did I do? I did 2 probably heaping spoonfuls of your favorite salsa. I think I used Pace restaurant style. It's really good. And then you add, I'm trying to think here.
Refried beans?
Yes, a can of refried beans. Thank you.
Sour cream.
That's later.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, that's your beef mixture. You mix all that stuff together. And then you grease, you get out your 9x13 pan, and I just greased it with some butter. And what you do is you put a little bit of your beef mixture on the bottom of your 9x13 because you're going to put noodles in there and you don't want them to stick. So you do that. And I just use the no boiled or already pretty much ready lasagna noodles, and you use 4 little sheets of those, and you stack them in there. One of them you might have to break in half. And then what you're going to do is layer the noodles, add some of your beef mixture, and shredded Colby Monterey Jack cheese. And you just layer that. I think it's 3 times you do that. And after that, you have your salsa. So you pour, like in a Pyrex measuring cup kind of thing, you pour in your salsa, and then you do 2 cups of water. So you kind of mix that together, and this is going to soak up into your noodles. So you have your water and your salsa, and you pour it over all of that, those layers in your casserole dish, and you bake it at 350 for about an hour until your noodles are done, basically. So once you bake it, then you're going to add sour cream on top. You just smear it all over that, and then you can add the fun stuff, some more cheese, and then I do olives and your diced tomatoes like I showed you, and I didn't have any, but you can do the green onions on top. I bet that would be really good. And then I think I made some kind of a Mexican rice side dish with it, or you don't have to, whatever, but it was really good, and that's how I did the Mexican lasagna, if you want to give it a try.
I give it 50 thumbs up. It was good stuff. So after she does all that and you put it on your plate, like maybe before you put it on your plate, because if you do it after, it's going to look funny. But before you sit down to eat, go put you on some sweatpants and your big baggy shirt, because you will eat way too much.
I will try to put a link in the description of where I got the Mexican casserole dish recipes for you guys. So
today I have my purple spoons because Mommy mixed it with butter.
I do. I spread butter on stuff, don't I?
Yeah, with the purple cocoa.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have to.
What else did you do today? Did you make...
What did we do? What did we make today? What kind of cookies?
Chocolate.
Talk loud.
Chocolate chips ones.
Chocolate chip.
What was on top of the chocolate chips? Was there sprinkles on there?
Yes.
Christmas sprinkles. And who put the sprinkles on there?
Me.
You did. What else did we make?
And hot chocolate.
What? Talk right.
Hot chocolate with the chocolate cups.
The crock pot. Yeah.
And the chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips. Yeah.
And stuff.
You did it, huh?
Uh-huh. I'm trying to yummy and chocolate chips and the molasses. Yeah.
I'm just trying to fix it a little bit. There we go.
So, Purple Fan and stuff, we have all the spoon we need.
Alright, so while you was being told about Mexican lasagna and chocolate chip cookies, all I've done so far, right, is just cut up some turnips that was fresh out of the garden. Turnips is a good winter crop, right, to be growing. We just tried them. They're delicious. They're yummy. They're light flavored. And then I cut up a cabbage that we did not grow, that we bought, but we're going to fry some cabbage with tonight's stir fry hibachi stuff. Oh, and I got a special treat to show you guys that we're going to have with it too. Hang loose, watch the whole video, and you'll get to see the special treat that you're going to see. Alright, so, excuse me? So, we've done had our fight, me and the wife. Luella's done got in trouble, and Leah's fussy. So now, we are doing something.
What?
My 3-year-old's learned the word but, and she thinks it's funny. It is kind of funny. Alright, so let me show you guys kind of what we got going on. Go along for a ride here. There's got to be a better way to Alright, come along for the ride.
Yeah.
So, in this pan, that is cabbage frying in lard with just a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I'm going to try to put a little bit of rice vinegar on there. So we don't like a lot of weird, hard to find ingredients. We got a couple of Amish cookbooks that I love because they're simple. They don't have a lot of like crazy herbs that I can't pronounce that you can't buy at like your local King Cash Saver, Price Cutter, Walmart's, Gerb's, Save-A-Lots type stuff, right? Like if it's got some sort of weird stuff in it, it's agitating. Like it's probably good, right? It's just agitating. So that's why we like that. And then in this pot, we have got our noodles boiling. And that is about it. We cut up some of them beautiful turnips that we talked about a while ago. We're going to put in some fresh frozen broccoli. Now the peppers did come off the place, right, from this summer. And we will cook the noodles, then we'll fry the noodles, then we'll get the stir-fried meat going. We'll have to dump the cabbage out, put it in something else, flip it in the oven to keep it warm. It'll be good to go. Be good stuff. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at different sauces that people use in hibachi.
Different sauces. So my wife's looking up all kinds of. We may try something brand new tonight. I like trying something brand new. Don't forget, stay tuned for the special surprise at the end.
So, Dad, we're gonna learn about. We got all the dinners. We got deer burger, we got broccoli and whole nuts, and we got tomato with belly corn. And we have what? We have deer burger, we have noodles.
You have on a homemade nightgown that Grandma Tracy made.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it don't have a tag on it.
No
guys.
tags on it, huh?
No, because it's homemade.
Homemade goodies.
See ya. Look. Go in here. Look. Look. Can you smile? Can you smile? Can you smile?
What if I tickle you?
Can you
tickle you?
smile?
What if I tickle you?
Can you smile?
This one's a stuffed
Can you
airplane.
smile?
Looks like an airplane.
Smile. Can you smile?
Oh, Lord.
The way I smile. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty,
Oh,
kitty.
you see? This is like these mushrooms. Dad, I got the stuff for you.
Thank you. We'll mess with it just a minute.
I got the camera. There's a camera.
Okay. Put it.
Where's the mushroom?
So here's the fried cabbage cooked down in lard, salt, pepper, garlic powder, rice vinegar, a little bit of rice vinegar, and then I dashed some sunflower seeds in there we had from something else we made the other day. And and I put, so usually when we fry cabbage I do it in bacon grease. But we ain't got none. We ain't made bacon in a while. And so we use lard, and I'm going to be honest, I dashed just a hint, I mean a very little hint, of liquid smoke down into that to help giving it kind of that similar to bacon flavor. And it's turned out pretty good. So I would love, if you're a strict measurer and you're like, hey, how much did you put in there? I have no idea. I didn't measure any of that. I just kind of winged it. So whatever it is, I have got some of the dressing in my beard. So I did try a little bit of it, and it was delicious. So I didn't measure any of it. Just like I said, salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of rice vinegar, a little bit of liquid smoke, and some wonderful sunflower seeds. And we will get that out of the pan, slide it in the oven, keep it warm because I need this pan for something else also. So bear with us. Don't forget, stick around to the end of the special treat.
Careful.
Don't kick her.
Hi, Leah Joe. Hi, Leah.
You have something to say, Leah?
Hi.
You have something to say?
Hey, don't touch your head. Don't touch your head.
And that.
Okay, so as you can see, if you'll remember from the deer processing video, we said anything that's not red shiny meat, basically get rid of. And so we are, when you take it out of the package,
Sorry.
when you take it out of the package, you can just trim off anything that's not red shiny meat. You miss a piece here and there. But if you don't know anything about cutting meats, you can kind of see the way the grain is running here in this meat. And remember, this is just hind quarter. This isn't back strap or anything like that. So I'm just cutting across that grain, so it'll be the most tender possible. And I'm cutting it in very thin, almost jerky-like strips. And whenever we go to cook this, so our peppers are still frozen, our broccoli's still frozen. They'll put off lots of water, and so we'll cook it on very high heat and get it cooked down. And that water steaming off and boiling off will actually tenderize this meat and make it even that much more tender. And then we'll finally brown it after the water gets good and cooked off. So once again, right, just red shiny meat. If your deer meat has got a bunch of stuff on it, so I'll show you, like this one here, right? Like we missed it, right? We were tired. Who knows what happened? So we will just trim that out. That actually looks like, yeah. So that's a different muscle group that got attached here, right? And so we'll just cut right around that muscle group, and you see that discoloration. We will go ahead. Now that is actually probably okay, but we've got it. We're not wiped out tired, right? Cut that little thin sliver off, and then we will, once again, right, against the grain, nice thin strips, and it will make for delicious tasting hibachi style noodles. Only I don't have a giant flat top to cook it on, and I won't do an onion volcano, and I won't be throwing eggs up and catching them with a spatula.
Oh man.
Oh man, sorry guys, I hate to disappoint. But this is also a lot cheaper. This isn't going to cost 70 or 80 bucks tonight either.
Yeah.
So, not too bad. Anyhow, stay tuned. We'll show you the rest of the dish as we get going here. I'll show you guys what we got going on. Deer meat on a bed of semi-frozen broccoli and peppers. Now, that's kind of on purpose, right? So we want to use that water to help tenderize our food. However, this deer meat is the meat that was aged, and it seems very, very tender. Like my knife was like going through butter. I mean, it went right through it, which is awesome. I told you guys a little bit the aging technique I've been trying. I don't know how well that it works. Wasn't sure how well it would work. But just in a cooler, right, on ice, drain the ice off every day, once a day, add ice as needed. And this one went 9 days, the other one went 7. And the other day I cut up some more fresh deer meat, only aged like 3 or 4 days. And it was way different cutting it up. Texture was way different. And so I'm excited to see how the texture is with this one. But anyway, all I got in here right now, peppers and broccoli. I've got some turnips, but they're not frozen, so I'm going to wait a little while, put the turnips in, and I'm going to put in a can of one of these little cans like this, of stem and pieces of mushroom to put in there. And then I'll probably just, salt, pepper, garlic powder, maybe a little ginger to put in there. What other kind of seasonings you want in there? You want anything in there? Seasoning-wise, before we do the liquids like the hoisin and the soy sauce.
What kinds did you say?
I said just salt and pepper, maybe a garlic powder and some ginger.
That sounds good.
That's probably about it. Maybe some onion flakes, because we may or may not have any onion. And so, it's all good. We all forget stuff at the store. Actually, we didn't forget it. My wife wrote something down on the list and messaged me. So I'm just going to say it, right? She wrote down white. She meant to write down white onion, but she just wrote down white. And I got a text message going, do you have any idea what white is? And I didn't have a clue. And so, so we kind of wrote it down, right? But we're just going to add some onion flakes to it. It'll be good. And we will just keep going on. I want to show you guys for those of you that helped trim, that was all of the meat. That's a small fork beside it, right? That is not a full-grown, full-size man fork. That's a wife style, maybe a kid style fork, right? And that's all the trim meat I had to take off. So almost nothing. You'll take more than that off from most of your stuff at the store. So I wanted to show you guys that. This meat's cooking down, and we will show you some a little bit further. I won't make you watch this whole process of the water and everything steaming off, but I mind you, right, this is very high heat. Just let it go, man. Let it do its thing. It will be delicious when it's done. Or it's not, and I will have ruined every ingredient that we put in here, plus the deer meat and all that work, and I'll feel terrible. So prayerfully, it will be delicious. So this obviously looks a lot different than the last time you've seen it, because I kind of forgot to record some. So, right, we cooked the meat down and all the water off, and then once all the water got cooked off, we started cooking the. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay for me. We started cooking. I had to add some more lard to it, some more grease, and then kind of when we got that where we wanted it, if you will, we put in some soy sauce and oyster sauce, and we're just letting that cook now and get good and gooey and delicious. And my wife is making some fried noodles. We done boiled them to al dente, and we will put some hoisin sauce, or however you're supposed to say it, on there as she gets that cooked up. And we will show you guys the final product. And don't forget, stay tuned for the dun da 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 special treat. So here's what the noodles look like done. That is a mixture of spaghetti and fettuccine noodles.
What I had.
So pasta is just a carrying device. I understand it brings it to your mouth in different ways, which gives you different flavors, but it's still good. And so you can still make a lau mein style, hibachi style type noodle with it. Here is the meat and the veggies, all cooked down with oyster sauce, soy sauce in it, honey, salt, pepper, a little bit of red pepper flake. I did not measure, so I know some of you guys, right, like, how much? What'd you put in there? Listen, I just winged it. Yeah. Just keep going until it looks right, I guess. So let's taste it, right? Yes, definitely taste it. Turnips in there for a little pizzazz. Broccoli. The camera's not really doing it justice on look, but it looks very much like a beef and noodle or a beef and broccoli type thing you would get from a Chinese restaurant. Plus the noodles. So I don't know about y'all and where y'all are at, but due to COVID, none of the Chinese buffets have been open, and I fancy myself a Chinese buffet. I like them. And our favorite one in town hasn't been open, but they got drive-through open. And so we've been missing my wife likes their hibachi stuff there, and they've got sushi there she likes. And it's not that expensive, right? I like their spicy chicken. I like their crab ragoons. I like they got these mussel things with cheese in them. Boy, they're good. Or cheese on them that are really, really good. So now that you guys have hung around to pretty much the end of the video, right? So we'll put the noodles on our plate. We'll put the meat on top of that. Let all that sauce and goodness run down over our noodles. And then I want to show you guys the special little treat held till the very end that you've waited so long for. Don't you think they're excited?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they're excited. They're going to be really thrilled that they waited till clear to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So worth it. Bam! So that right there, for those of you that are wondering, I said bam with a B, right? Bam! Those of you that are wondering, so this right here is a nice crappie and catfish sushi that we got right out of Lake of the Ozarks right there. We don't play, man. We make our sushi. Okay, I'm just kidding. That's totally from Chin's Chinese restaurant here in Lebanon, Missouri. We was missing their sushi, and we still had a gift card left. And so we bought some of their sushi, and then we made hibachi-style dinner to go with it. So let's talk about how much this would cost at a restaurant.
Okay.
So if we go to Springtown, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, and we go and we buy hibachi, we eat hibachi, say, and I don't know, a place that sounds a whole lot like Hinodo, right? I don't think we should say their name on YouTube, but it sounds very similar to Hinodo, right? This would cost us somewhere. I thought that was the shut up kick. It wasn't the shut up kick. All right, so this would cost us what? $80, $90?
Probably.
Okay, so if we go to a place that sounds a lot like Hinodo, this would cost us $80 or so by the time you get the sushi and the hibachi and all that. Now, mind you, I've had no volcano onion volcano. I've not thrown any eggs.
We don't have rice this time.
I don't have rice this time. We usually do rice, but we didn't do it tonight. So, our local Chinese restaurant, closer to home, knows its price points a little bit better. I just know for us to go and eat as a family to the Chinese restaurant here in town that we like the best, it's about, what, $35, $40 by the time we get out of there. And that's an all-you-could-eat buffet style restaurant, right? So, tonight, we had like $14 on the gift card. So we used $14 on we got $15 in it?
Yeah, 'cause I had a 5. So yeah.
We had to put a little cash in with it to get the 3 rolls that we wanted. So we got $15 there. The noodles are $1 a box at the grocery store because we buy the generic noodles. How much was the broccoli?
$1.
It was $1 because we buy the generic broccoli. How much? So we grew the turnips. We grew the peppers. What else is in there? Turnips, broccoli, peppers, deer meat. So the deer meat's going to be hard to really get, right? So like the most expensive tag's a $17 tag, but you get a whole bunch of deer meat off of that. So.
Oh, and then sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Like $1 for the mushrooms, a can of.
Yeah,
mushrooms.
can of mushrooms somewhere around $1. So we got 14, $1 for the broccoli, 15, $1 for the noodles, 16, and $1 for the mushrooms. Did we get the mushrooms already? 16, 17. So we're probably under $20 by the time this is all said and done. And this, usually we don't have the sushi, right? So we make this at home quite a bit. We have grown to like this meal a whole lot, and we just usually don't have the sushi.
Yeah.
But so you take $14 off of that, somewhere around $20 bill, and you're talking about a $6 dinner? Yeah, somewhere around there. For what it would cost to make it in town, go to town to get it, it's a lot. Now, it's still fun to go out and eat. I get that, right? I enjoy it. I miss it right now. Truthfully, I don't miss most places, but I do miss my Chinese buffet. Yeah. I can show you what's up at a Chinese buffet here. I know my way around an all-you-can-eat buffet, but I'm missing that right now. But for the most part, we have found out, not just through COVID, through years now of just experience, that like most of the stuff we can make at home, we can make it a lot cheaper, right? So we try to do that. One of these days, I want somebody to comment. This is going to be a little challenge on this. I know we don't have that many subscribers and that many viewers. I want somebody to comment. Would you guys like a video about how to do things as cheaply as you can at the grocery store? I've been thinking a lot about. I even talked to Melissa about this. She has no idea. This is fresh. You guys are getting it same time she is. But I've been thinking. A lot of people, some people know how to shop at a grocery store to get the cheapest, best prices on things. But a lot of people don't have any idea, right? You just go in and you buy Kraft ranch dressing, right? Like that's just what you do. So if you would like a video on kind of things we've learned anyway to grocery shop cheaper. Now I'll tell you, it's still hard, right? It's still tough. It's hard to get out of there for under $100 still. But to do the best you can. If you would like a video, comment down below and let us know. And we would do a video on that.
I don't know.
Sound like something sealed and we ain't canning nothing. All right, guys. Like and subscribe to our page if you like the content that you see. I hope today, whenever you watch this, you are inspired to cook your deer meat in various ways.
Yes.
Right? Don't be afraid of it. Make it yummy.
Yep.
Good to go? We'll see you guys later.
Merry Christmas, Dabu.
So, I know we done did the like and subscribe stuff that we try to end with, but we forgot to talk about the cabbage. So the cabbage was 69 cents. By the time I had the pepper and the salt and everything else, let's say $1. Let's say it was $1. I didn't even use the whole cabbage; it was just part of the cabbage. But let's say $1, right? So that brings our total up to like maybe $21-ish on this meal. Now, something I didn't talk about also. We didn't even come close to finishing this. We're gonna get at least 2 meals out of this meal. So $10 a meal. When you cut it down, and so cook it at home if you can, right? I understand it's still fun to go out. I'm not, saying you can't go out and enjoy yourselves every once in a while, but for the most part, you can save a ton of money if you can just do it at home. Plus, it's a lot of fun cooking together if you don't kill each other in the process. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of fun cooking together if you have the opportunity. It's a lot of fun cooking together if you have the opportunity to.